Hello Aquarius, this is your June forecast and a very uplifting month I think it's going to be for you generally. It starts off with a full moon on the 2nd of June in Sagittarius, and this is happening here in your 11th house, fairly close to Saturn although not conjunct. So here this full moon, wherever a full moon is, it's shining a light in this area of your life. So here, Aquarians, it's shining a light for you on your friends, your friendships, your social connections, the people you're mixing with. This is shining a light, maybe showing you maybe things you haven't wanted to face in some of these friendships. Maybe you've been feeling isolated and alone, and it's shining a light and saying, come on Aquarius, get out there and make an effort and meet some more people. It's also shining a light on your dreams and your wishes, really saying to you, okay now, don't get depressed. Sometimes one can get a little depressed with Saturn quite close to the moon. No, it's not about getting depressed. It's about looking at what are the wishes that I have for myself, my family, my home, my relationships, but also for the wider world. To take the focus away from necessarily you and your small things, which of course have their importance, but also the wider world. It's wanting you to get a wider perspective. And Aquarius, you are the humanitarian sign. We are moving into your age of Aquarius, and so this full moon is giving you a real opportunity to stimulate this energy of togetherness and the humanitarian that is so deeply embedded in you. Now on June the 6th, this is lovely news. We have got Venus going into your 7th house and joining Jupiter. And even better, on the last 3 days of the month, Venus and Jupiter, the two gentle, benign, benevolent planets, are conjunct in your 7th house. What a nice place to have that conjunction. Aquarius, this is wonderful news for your relationships. For those of you looking for a relationship, this can bring an abundance of opportunities. For those of you already in a relationship, this is just good news for a boost for that relationship. There may be some learning with Jupiter there, something to learn, to grow, to travel maybe with somebody, but this is just one of the nicest aspects. I have clients asking me about this all of the time. When are Jupiter and Venus coming together in that 7th house? So Aquarius, you have this wonderful opportunity to bring peace and harmony and all good things into your relationships this month. Now, we've had Mercury retrograde since May the 18th, and on the 12th of this month, Mercury goes direct. And it's happening in your 5th house and Mercury is there until July the 8th, which is a long time. So Mercury here in this 5th house. For the first couple of weeks, it's asking you to reevaluate anything connected with children. You may have a situation that needs to be reassessed, reevaluated, communicated about, preferably after Mercury has gone direct during the last couple of weeks in the month. It's also a time to reevaluate your enjoyment, having fun, entertainment and pleasure and good things in your life. Also a time to reevaluate your creativity. What are you doing that's creative? Aquarians, you're incredibly creative and you're very quirky. So how are you bringing that individual streak into your life? Are you bringing it into a business, a product, a service? This is what this Mercury retrograde is triggering there. And when it goes direct, then it's time to take some action. And with the Sun and Mars there in this 5th house of romance for much of this month, this is really a time to romance yourself, to do nice things for yourself, maybe do some sports, some almost sometimes some dangerous things, some get the adrenaline going, but also a time to bring out this child and the playfulness, and to bring that playfulness into a business maybe. that can be fun. Gosh, we need so much more humour and playfulness in our world, don't we, with all the dire things that we hear and have going on in this world. This is an opportunity, Aquarius, for you to bring that eccentric part of you to problem solve, to see things from that different angle that only you Aquarians do in that inimitable way. And on June the 16th, we've got a lovely new moon happening in Gemini, also in this 5th house. New beginnings. You might decide to have a family, a child. There may be a new child come into your life, or a young person. You may take up a new hobby. You may start a new business or a new line to something that you're already doing. But this is fresh air, fresh beginnings, a very uplifting new moon for you, Aquarius. On June the 22nd, we've got the Sun coming into your 6th house of work and health, and on the 25th, Mars also joins it. Oopsie daisy. Mercury retrograde, it doesn't half get you doing funny things. There we go. So Sun and Mars in this 6th house for you, the last week of the month, shining a light on your work, putting energy into getting the kind of work that you'd like, and also putting energy into your physical health, your well-being, and anything connected with working with people. Now for the last week in the month with Mars in that 6th house, this is a good time to be assertive and go for what you want. Just make sure you don't get into an argumentative situation where you're not seeing the other person's point of view, which sometimes can happen with that Mars energy. Now let's not forget that all month we've got a glorious trine happening between Jupiter and Uranus here, from your 3rd to your 7th houses. This is very uplifting energy and could bring a sudden friendship, a sudden chance encounter, something suddenly happening that's very exciting and inspiring for you. So overall there's a lot of fire and air energy, and as you're an air sign, Aquarius, I think that this can be a very uplifting, buzzing kind of month for you, especially connected with your relationships and your social scene. I'd like to remind you that we are in the eclipse season that began on March the 20th with that very powerful total solar eclipse in Pisces. Nothing like that since 1662. And we're in an escalation of changes happening until 2020, when there's a possibility of a great reset of all of our systems around the world. So my seminar, Harness the Power of the Eclipses, on June 20th, is going to look at this both personally and globally. And I do hope you will join me. Thank you for listening. Happy June. Bye for now.